That's your agent. Let's build it. Welcome to AI Tech Book. Today, the Foundations playlist. We're building your first AI agent with the Claude Agent SDK. If you've ever wondered what an agent actually is and how to write one from scratch, this is that video. You've called Claude before. You sent a message, you got a response. That's one turn. One request, one answer, and you're done. That is not an agent. An agent is different in one specific way. It loops, CFA2. Here's the architecture. A single API call is a straight line, request in, response out. Done. An agent adds a feedback loop. The model responds. Your code checks what kind of response it is. If the model wants to call a tool, your code runs the tool, sends the result back, and the loop continues. If the model is done, it signals that, and the loop exits. That signal is called the stop reason. CFA3, and understanding it is the whole key. Every agent framework you will ever use, the raw Anthropic SDK, the Claude Agent SDK, LangGraph, Crew AI, is scaffolding around that one loop. CFA1. The frameworks differ in what they hide. The loop is always there. Here's why this matters. If you understand the loop, you can debug any agent in any framework in under a minute. If you only know the framework, a broken agent is a mystery. We're going to look at the loop, then we'll show you how the Claude Agent SDK handles it for you. Let's look at the loop directly. Every turn in an agent run goes through 6 steps. CFA4. Step 1, your code sends a list of messages to Claude, the conversation so far. Step 2, Claude responds with a message. That message has a stop reason field. Step 3, you check the stop reason. If it says tool use, the model wants to call one of your tools. CFA3. Your code identifies which tool, runs it, gets the result, and appends it to the messages list. Then you loop back to step 1 and send the updated messages again. If it says end turn, the model is done. You exit the loop and deliver the final response. 2 other stop reasons exist. Max tokens means the response was cut off, handle it. Stop sequence means the model hit a delimiter you defined. These are the edge cases that break. First-time agents when they're ignored. Look at the diagram. There are exactly 2 paths out of any turn, keep going or stop. The loop is controlled entirely by this one field. That's it. One signal. CFA3. This is the architecture underneath every AI agent you will ever encounter. The Claude Agent SDK extracted this exact loop from Claude Code, the tool that millions of developers already use, and packaged it so you don't have to write it yourself. CFA1, CFA10. But before we show you the shortcut, let's understand what the loop needs to run tools. An agent needs to know what it's allowed to do. Tools are how you give it capabilities. And every tool has 3 fields, exactly 3. CFA5, name, the identifier. The model uses this to call the tool. Description. This is the most important field. The model reads this description to decide whether to use the tool at all and when. CFA6. Here's the critical insight. Writing a tool description is prompt engineering. Every word changes. When and how the model picks that tool. Read a file is vague. Read the full text contents of a local file at a given path, used when you need to examine existing source code or configuration is. A decision surface. One gives the model a name, the other gives the model reasoning material. Input schema. The shape of the call, a JSON schema that defines exactly what arguments the tool accepts. The Anthropic SDK uses the field name input schema, not parameters, which is the OpenAI convention. This is a real and common mistake. CFA5. Here is a complete tool definition. Name, description, input schema. 3 fields. The model will call this tool exactly when the description says it should, if the description is precise enough to make that call. That's your job. Let's build an agent from scratch. Nothing but the Anthropic Python SDK will define one tool. Read a file. We'll write the loop. We'll run it. Start with imports. You need the Anthropic client and nothing else. Next, initialize the client. Your API key comes from your environment variable. Next, define the tool schema. Name, read file. Description, precise and actionable. Input schema, a path field, type string, required. Next, The messages list starts with the user's prompt. Now, the loop, a Python while loop, runs until we break it. CFA4. Inside the loop, call Claude's messages API. Pass your messages, your model, and your list of tools. Check the stop reason. CFA3, if it's end turn, the agent is done. Break the loop. Append Claude's response to messages for context. If the stop reason is tool use, iterate over the response content blocks. Find the blocks with type tool use. CFA8, get the tool name and the arguments. Run the tool. Get the result. Append the tool result as a user message. That's how results go back to the model. Loop. Send again. That's the whole agent. Around 40 lines. CFA7. Watch what happens when you run it. The agent receives the task, decides to read a file, calls the tool, gets the contents, thinks about it, and returns its answer in plain language. Multiple turns. Multiple tool calls. One loop. One exit condition. This is the primitive every framework is built on. You now understand it completely. The Claude Agent SDK turns those 40 lines into 6. Here's the complete equivalent, 6 lines. The code is on screen as I walk through it. That's it. The same agent, the same loop running underneath. The SDK was extracted from Claude Code, the same agent loop that powers production AI development, packaged so you can use it directly. CFA 1 CFA 10. Query is the entry point. It returns an async generator, CFA 11 not a final answer. You iterate over it with async 4 and process each message as it arrives. This means you can observe every step of the run in real time, not just the last result. Claude Agent Options wraps your configuration. CFA 12. Allowed tools is a whitelist. Your agent can only touch what you explicitly list here. If read isn't in this list, the agent cannot read files, no matter what the prompt says. That's your blast radius control. Max turns. We'll talk about this in a moment. For now, it's there, it's set to 10, and that matters enormously. Agent definition is for when you want to spawn a scoped subagent with its own prompt, tools, and model. That's where multi-agent orchestration begins, and that's its own episode. For a single agent running a defined task, 6 lines, same loop, better ergonomics. Here is the number one mistake every first-time agent builder makes. The Claude Agent SDK defaults max turns to unlimited. CFA 13. This means if your agent gets confused, calls a tool that errors, loops on the result, or simply never reaches end turn, it will run forever. It will burn tokens. It will burn time. It will not stop. Watch this happen. The agent starts. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. It's working. Turn 10, turn 20, turn 50. It's still running. No one told it to stop. The fix is one line, max turns equals 10. CFA 14, that's it. One argument. You set the limit. The agent hits it, reports what it has, stops. This is not a performance setting. This is your stop loss. Every production agent you ever build starts with this line in the options. Not because you expect the agent to loop, but because you don't want to find out the hard way when it does. The loop is the agent's power. Max turns is the agent's leash. Set it. Every time. You built your first AI agent, 1 loop, 1 exit signal, 3 fields in a tool schema, 6 lines with the Claude Agent SDK. Before you go, subscribe to AI Tech Book. There's more in this series. Next, autonomous agents, letting Claude run unattended on real tasks for hours. Same loop, bigger leash, more to lose if it goes wrong, and the patterns that keep it safe. Subscribe and we'll see you there. End of script.md total word count, approximately 1,310 words. Estimated runtime at 161 WPM Cartesia Jake effective, approximate 1 minutes. Including cold open plus welcome plus outro, approximate 9 min total.